Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Wildcat MTG. Today we have a mail day, and I don't always get a chance to do these, but as you can see, I've been pretty busy recently, buying some items. I don't always get to do a lot of these mostly because I don't play like a ton of constructed, and I open up a lot of products. So with that in mind, I don't really normally have a need for cards, but I do like to occasionally buy things just for my personal collection. But more recently, I have had a hankering to play some constructed. So I built some pieces to put together a constructed deck in a couple of different formats. I think it was kind of on the back of the announcement of the Pro Tour news. Not that I have any aspirations of playing competitively. That's not the stage I'm in anymore for me and what I like about Magic. But I did figure like it would be nice to have a couple of constructed decks, and like I said, I bought a couple of pieces just for my personal collection as well. So I did go through these ahead of time. You'll see they're already all opened, and I just like to make sure that I audit them ahead of time, make sure I got all the cards that I asked for, that the right quantity. If there's any problems with it, make sure that there's plenty of time to send them back. And also, sometimes you'll see that there's some pretty unique packaging in here, so it's just easier to not have to deal with all of that on camera. So you'll either have to take my word for it that this is actually stuff I bought, or a really not so elaborate hoax. But with that in mind, let's take a look at see some of the goodies that we've purchased and picked up recently. So we'll start off with a borderless Chandra Dress to Kill. I actually picked this up. This one I picked up a long time ago. This is a couple months ago, probably back in February of 2022, and I really like this. I had the non-foil version, so what I essentially did was I sold the borderless version to supplement the purchase of this one so that I could pick up the fancy version. This is just a personal collection edition, and hilariously, now this card is seeing a ton of play because of the announcement of the Pro Tour and the fact that Red Deck Wins is an actual deck in Modern, and she's a 4 of or a 3 of in some of these decks. So not too bad. I think I picked this up for $28, and like I said, I had the borderless version already. I believe I sold that for $19 or $20 to kind of supplement the purchase of this one. So pretty happy with the pickup. Let's see here. I'll go ahead and pull this out here just so you can see a little bit better of that shine there. Pretty cool pickup. Really like it. Like I said, that was going into the PC regardless. So it just so happens that now it's actually kind of a value pickup because of constructed play. Next up, I picked up a monetary Swift Spear. I actually picked up a play set. Actually, not quite a play set because I had one of these already. I picked up the time shifted version from Time Spiral Remastered just because I really like that deep red border to it. So I picked up a couple of these. I had one already. I actually picked up 3 just so I could have the play set. And this will see play in both the Red Deck Pioneer and as well as Modern. So nice little sweet pickup there. All right, next up we've got Soulscar Mage. So I also picked up a play set of these somewhere along the way. I think the Swift Spears, by the way, just for the sake of pricing, I believe I picked up the Swift Spears for right about $3.75 a piece. So not too bad. Not too bad. Again, I opted to go a little bit fancier. I could have gone with a cheaper version. This was not the cheapest version, but I wanted to, since I already had one of the time shifted, I decided to just make it a playset. And next up, I picked up a few Soulscar Mages. Actually, should be a playset in here. I think I picked these up for right around maybe $1.50 a piece. And those are definitely seeing play in the Pioneer Red Deck Wins. So it kind of makes the deck, you'll see here that I basically picked up pieces for both the Modern version and for the Pioneer version, because a lot of the stuff is quite a few of the cards, I'll say it that way, are interchangeable. So it kind of makes it so I'm basically buying up the pieces I need for 2 decks instead of just 1. Alrighty, and next up here we've got Skullcrack, I'm pretty sure. Sure is. There we go. So I picked up a playset somewhere along the way. This is just one of them. I picked up a playset of Skullcracks as well. Skullcracks going for, I think, around $1.70, between $1.75 and $2 on average. What do we got next? Next up. Oh yeah, okay, there we go. Yep, so for the modern version of it that runs basically a Boros package. Picked up a playset of Boros charms. These are all from Commander Legends. And the playset of Boros charms, I think it cost me about $7, so not too bad. A little, little under $2 a piece. And what do we got next? Come on out. Oh yeah, okay, cool. These are actually, I might have a combination of cards in here. Let's see, what do we got? Yeah, so I bought a Tasha's Hideous Laughter. I actually bought a couple of these, and somebody just threw in some extra cards. That was kind of cool. The Onslaught, Naturalize, Moth Rider Patrol, and Disintegrate. Hey, I'm not thumbing my nose at free cards. I'll take those. Kind of cool. But I picked up a Tasha's Hideous Laughter. I basically have Modern Mill deck already built. I just think it's kind of a fun deck. It's not quite meme-ish, but it was pretty close. I was actually playing a mill deck before it actually kind of almost became a real deck. And Tasha's Hideous Laughter was definitely a nice upgrade to some of the mill cards in there. So I didn't actually have any. As much AFR as I've opened, somehow I really didn't have any of these. So I went ahead and picked up another playset, or a playset. Next up, I picked up, this was in one from the same vendor. I picked up the 4th Soulscar Mage. And then I also picked up a couple of Goblin Guides. I have a couple more in here. I did end up buying a playset, I'm pretty sure. So picked up a couple Goblin Guides, and that will go into the modern Red Deck Wins package. Why I opted to go with Red Deck, I think it's a really fun deck to play. I know it's maybe not the most complex combo deck. It is just various, it's aggro as they come. But in non-rotating formats, quote-unquote, air quotes, non-rotating, such as Modern and or Pioneer, I feel like even when new sets come out, even if they're specific to that set, the deck at least remains fun and competitive. It doesn't rotate a lot, so Red Deck is a relatively low entry point into either of those formats as far as in terms of paper is concerned. If you wanted to build a competitive deck, Red Deck is again it's I don't know if it's always going to be tier 1. It usually isn't necessarily tier 1, but it is competitive. And as I mentioned, as far as like an entry point into the format, it does usually make for a nice cost-effective way in. Next up, I picked up a Tarmogoyf. So this is the one from TSR. I actually have one of these already as well. And Goyf, what's funny is it's a card that has been king of the hill as far as well-costed value creatures for over a decade now, and now it's at its most affordable point. I don't know if it'll always, Power Creep will eventually maybe keep up with it or catch up with it and surpass it, but as a 2-drop right now, it still sees a ton of play, and I picked this up for $19.75, so I figured Tarmogoyf's below $20 was again, good value for me at that point. All right, what we got next? You can see some of the packaging here is some of these packaging are really unique. I actually appreciate the level of effort that goes into some of these, and some of these I'm just like, man, why did you make it so hard? Okay, so yeah, these are threw in some bonus cards here. Sure, why not? We've got Eidolon of the Great Revel, and so that is also going to be a staple in both the Pioneer version of Modern Red Deck, and as well as the Modern version of Red Deck. I ended up picking up a playset of these. These are probably one of the more expensive purchases in the deck. A lot of the cost is built into land base or Eidolons. Eidolons do go from about $15 to $16 a piece, but they're such an important component of the deck that I definitely didn't want to skip out there. And then I did pick up another Tarmogoyf as well. Again, same price point, just below $20, maybe like $19.50 to $20 for the time spiral remastered, version, mythic version. So again, I'm happy with that. I mean, there was a point in time where you couldn't get one Tarmogoyf for $40, let alone 2. So, and then we did pick up the 3rd Tarmogoyf as well. So I had one of these already. This will make for my playset, so I've now completed a playset, and just to keep them all in the same from the same set. I don't know why, just because I'm weird like that. Just wanted a matching playset, so they're all from Time Spiral Remastered. And again, I picked up another copy for right at the price point of, I believe, at $20. So all in, I'm three Tarmogoyfs for $60. All right, what do we got next? Oh yeah, okay, cool. So yep, another part. Nice packaging. Appreciate the level of care put into it because I'm pretty sure this is just a single card. This is just a single lava spike. Again, I opted for the time shifted version, just kind of like my Monetary Swift Spears. That darker deep red border. Really like that about that particular border, that retro frame border from Time Spiral Remastered. These are the time shifted cards, so I did opt for this one, and I ended up picking up not quite a playset because I think I had one already, but I did end up picking up I think 3 of these. And my cost basis on this lava spikes were right around. I think they're around $4, $4.50 for the Time Spiral Remastered versions. All right, next up. Yep, so back to another lava spike. Same thing. Price point was right around $4. I want to say probably closer to $4.50 for those time shifted versions. But again, just kind of adding my own flavor to the deck that I'm going to build, so that way I have a playset of the exact same version, and I have a little bit more expensive but still pretty cost effective version of the card to add my own flair, if you will, to the deck. All right, next up, what do we have? Okay, cool. Yep, another Swift Spear. So this will be my 3 of 3 on the Swift Spears. Again, I have. There we go. I'm just gonna pull it out right there. Perfect. That time shifted version. So that'll complete my play set of those and be what I need for the deck. And again, what I really like, it was kind of cool because right before the announcement for them bringing back competitive play and the Pro Tour came out, I started to have that inkling to want to play Constructed a little bit more. I actually think I picked up the Goyfs ahead of that news. Not that Modern is a focus this year. Who knows about next year? This year will be Pioneer based. But I actually, like I said, I picked up the Chandra before the announcement was made. I picked up a few of these before the announcement was made just because if I wanted to build a Modern deck or a Pioneer deck, again, that red deck sort of floats between both worlds. A lot of the pieces are interchangeable. Yeah, so whatever, pretty excited about that. Next up, Skullcracks. So this is definitely part of the Modern package. And my Skullcracks, I think, I really, again, I kind of appreciate for a single card. I think there's only one card in here. Yeah, there sure is. Top loader wrapped in the outside plastic, inside a penny sleeve for a card that I think I paid $1.70 for. So thank you. Appreciate that level of care that you guys, that they put in the packaging here. All right, next up, we've got, I know what this is. Yeah, okay. This is Sunbaked Canyon. So this is definitely part of that Boros package for the Modern version of Red Deck. I do have, I think, a couple of these already, but I wanted to have a playset. Surprisingly, I didn't actually have a playset already. So I picked up, I think, a couple of those. My cost basis on that, I think I picked them up for right around $18, maybe $18.25 a piece. Not too bad. All right, next up. Okay, so we've got our playset of Searing Blazes. This is definitely for that Modern package. My Searing Blaze cost basis, I want to say, was probably right around, gosh, maybe $2 a piece. I think I maybe paid $8 for, this is a playset of them. This is all 4 of them, I believe. Whee! Yep, sure enough. So I picked up a playset of the Searing Blazes, and I think I said, like I said, I want to say it was right around maybe $2 a piece. Okay. Oh yeah, this one's kind of, sure, there we go. Like this one a lot because it gave me like a little bit of a lip to just, it's almost like a pull tab, but where it was covering the edge so the card didn't come out. Appreciate that packaging style. Yep, so the other 3 Eidolons, again, this is probably the most expensive when you compare the fact that, whether it's, no, the good news is it's both in the Pioneer version and in the Modern version. But picked up the playset of Eidolons. These ones are all different from different playsets. I didn't get quite from the same set, but that was the most expensive piece. I think these, again, average dollar cost was like $16 a piece, but pretty worthwhile. And all things considered, in comparison to the other cost of some of the other decks out there, still not all that prohibitive. Okay, what do we got next? Next up, we've got, okay, cool, yep, finish off our playset of the Goblin Guides here. Goblin Guide, another card, again, Zendikar, been around for, feels like forever, and still pretty much a staple of Modern Red Deck. Goblin Guys. I think my Goblin Guides were probably about $4.75 a piece. Not like crazy. Actually, the fact that there's been so many printings of that card really does help it out, because $5 is significantly better in cost from what they used to be. And next up, we're just adding a couple more skull cracks to the equation here. Again, I think I paid about $1.75 or $1.75 a piece. This is just another singleton version. So I think I have one more floating out there. This one might. Does this one have two in it? Nope, it's just the one. Yep. So somewhere I have one more floating out there. Okie dokie. Moving right along. And next up. Yep, the other Sunbaked Canyon. Cool, cool, cool. Again, cost basis on the Sunbaked Canyon. Did I not open this one ahead of time? Apparently not. Again, $18 on Sunbaked Canyon. It is probably one of the more expensive Canopy lands. It's also the one that sees the most play. So, again, $18 for this is, yeah, it's okay. It's not bad. I think it's a fair price. All right, what do we got next? I do believe I have a couple other goodies in here, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, yep, sure enough. Yeah. So we have another Tasha's, actually two more Tasha's Hideous Laughters. This one's still, there we go. Yep, still in the original packaging, still taped to the, I got that one off of TCG. A lot of the times I float between TCG and eBay. So what I like to do is kind of price them through TCG and eBay, see what's out there, and then you know, kind of, I will float back and forth. Like I think one night when I went on this, decided to put the deck together and splurge a little bit. I think I had the cart loaded, both carts loaded, and I just did all one purchase, but I was just purchasing the cheapest copies of all the cards I needed between the two mediums, the two sale sites. All right, next up, we've got a couple of Inspiring Vantages. These are the fast lands, definitely part of the Boros package for the modern version. I think my cost basis on these was about $7.50 a piece, so there's two there. And I have a couple more coming as well. All right, and yep, there they are, in fact. Cool. So two more. Giving me the play set, all from Kaladesh, those fast lands. Again, I think $7.50 a piece, so for the play set, probably about $30 for the entire play set. Not too bad. All right, and our last Lava Spike here. Again, probably about, I don't think I took this one out. Probably about $4.50 a piece, and I had one already, so that gives me the necessary play set. All right, last card from our mail day today is actually nothing to do with any of these constructed decks. It's kind of starting how we finished, or finishing how we started. All right, we've got a foil Ren and 7. This card was like $50 when it came out for the borderless version. The borderless treatment of this card was like $50 when it came out. Ren doesn't have the same level of hype now. It does see some play in like mono green Stompy for standard. It's kind of the extent of it. I opened up one of the borderless ones recently in another video, and so what I ended up doing, I ended up selling that one for $15 and then basically using that money towards the purchase of this one. I picked this one up for $24.95, so $25. And this will just go into my PC, just kind of like the Chandra was meant to before she became a thing, before she really became a thing. Just kind of go in my PC as I like to sort of collect those borderless fancy versions of the borderless foil fancy versions of Planeswalkers. Well, that is my mail day today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to drop me a comment and like and subscribe as well. And I'm sure I'll be picking up more of these. I have some ideas for some actual singles, but this was just me wanting to jump back into Constructed. And again, entry point, Red Deck is actually a fairly cost efficient way to get into either format, whether it's Pioneer or Modern. So that was kind of me jumping back in. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a great day. Thanks, everyone.